name is Belinda Dubston and welcome to the I Ching Cafe and our weekly overview for the week commencing the 12th of April 2021, where we look at what on earth is the I Ching asking us to really focus on. What is the flow of change that could really help us grow and expand our life, our business, our experience for this week? If you have not yet done so, take a look at the April overview where we were cautioned about this massive flow that is coming towards us and how do we handle the onslaught of flow and how do we go with that flow. I certainly felt this massive upswelling of energy this April, and there are times where you feel a bit shaky legs about, oh, it's so much, it's overwhelming. So please go along and have a look at April so that you stay tuned to what we should focus on. How do we get out through this massive flow of energy coming into the picture? Right, so last week we had Revolution, hexagram 49, locked. Overthrows of our old, the change, the snake skin coming off. And because it's a locked hexagram, we're really encouraged to focus on that, to really ratchet down on this very fixed, very static energy or flow of revolution. So what was it for last week that you were willing to let go of? What was the old skin that you were holding on to? And what is the new skin that was wanting to be born? And I really had this huge insight of something that I'd been holding on to, an idea that I had put time and energy into, and it actually was merely a stepping stone to the next idea, not the end of itself. And sometimes we can get attached to something that we've created or something that we're part of being the end, the result, as opposed to just being learning for the next bigger step. And so I said, right, let me wriggle through those rocks. Let me get rid of that skin and let it go, release it and make space for the new. So please do share. What was the skin you let go of? What was the thing that came into your mind that it was time to move on from? Okay, so let's get back into this week, the 12th of April. What are we asked to pay attention to? Now, this week we have, once again, a locked hexagram. And I've said to you over the last few weeks, you had the locked hexagram for April. We had the locked hexagram last week. Now we're having another locked hexagram. Very fixed static energy, really getting us to focus on this is what it is. There's no other fancy changing lines and lots of flows. This is what it is. So let's have a look. We have, for this week, locked, we have hexagram 33, retreat. Okay, so after this massive upsurge in energy and new beginnings with last week with the snake shedding its skin, this week we have retreat. The way to understand this idea or this flow of energy of retreat that we are all being asked to pay attention to is to think about what happens when you're in a battle and you've been waging this war and you're in a battle. Sorry to use the war analogy, I don't like it, but it's very useful in this particular case. And you realize that you're quite down, your troops are tired, hungry, they need a rest, they've been going for a very long time. And you realize that what has happened is that the enemy that you're fighting is actually in a stronger position. It would be foolish to continue to pursue an agenda, to pursue this thing, this battle to the nth degree, because the cost that comes to you is too great. What you have to do is you have to choose strategic retreat. So you retreat with your troops back beyond the lines or up into the hills or up into the caves, into a place of safety where you can then regroup, feed the troops, renew, replan, rethink, and decide what's really important for the next advance. For you in your business and your teams, this might be realizing that something you're trying to do, you just don't have the energy and the power and the strength for now. And perhaps it gives you the opportunity to have a strategic retreat. So if you can this week in your business, taking time out, like I said a few weeks ago with darkening of the light, taking some time out to actually reflect on where we're going, what has happened, what are our current capabilities, where are we weak, where do we need to reinforce? Going through that process of strategically reevaluating direction is very well aspected for the week. And if you can do that, fabulous. Retreat is also a place to withdraw and lick the wounds and recuperate. So it might not be in a context of a team, but for you it might be specifically around taking some time out, actually rejuvenating and going under the covers, sleeping, resting, going away, going on a retreat, whatever that means to you, is working with understanding that there's a rejuvenation, a rethinking, a replenishing process where you need to be is in the cave, right? Not out on the battlefield. You need to be in the cave, reflecting, renewing, and rejuvenating you and the people around you. So, what happens when we do that retreat is that it creates the space for new things to come to us, for us to be made aware of things we didn't see because we were in battle mode. Take time out, look at things from a different angle, go back into the cave and wait it out for a better time. This might be for you a particular relationship, a particular business partnership, a project, whatever it is. It could be a very small specific thing. It could be a Facebook group or a community event. It doesn't have to be this huge, big, overwhelming retreat. It can be a specific thing where you're being asked to say, where you feel a bit battle weary, where you don't yet have the strength and you're facing struggles, just take some time out. Just withdraw. Just go under the covers. Just go off social media for the week. Those kinds of things to rejuvenate and recoup, to be ready for the week that is to come after that. So, really powerful week. Retreat often we feel is like going backwards. Retreat is actually a strategic move to be better prepared for the next assault or the next advancement that we are getting ready to make. And if we are foolish and we don't heed the signs of the I Ching, of the flow of change for this week, what we can do is we can unnecessarily undermine what we're trying to do by just totally depleting everything that we have. Right, so this week, go into the cave. I'll be there in the cave. Join me as we take some time out and we reflect. We quietly go and do what we need to do and we re-prepare for the next advancement that is to come. Please subscribe, like, share. It'd be great to have you join us on this channel. If you are new or if you're on the podcast, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell if you'd like to get the episodes into your app on a Sunday when they are released. And of course, the monthly overview is there for you to go and enjoy. Thank you so much for being with me, and I really appreciate you and your commitment to change and mastering that flow of change. See you soon.